Hey there, and welcome back to this series where I analyze and compare the stock tips of different YouTubers to see how much money you might make or lose if you actually invest based on their advice. If you're new here, what I do is I follow a group of YouTubers. I watch all their videos and I keep track of any and all stock tips that they provide. And if one of these YouTubers says buy, then I assume that we buy $100 worth of that stock. And if they say sell, then I assume we sell. I take all of those stock tips and I put them into a giant spreadsheet so that over time we can track and then analyze and compare the quality of the investing advice that's being provided here on YouTube. This is my third video in the series, so I'm going to throw a link up here to the first video where I discuss in much more detail the methodology behind this experiment and why I decided to start doing this in the first place. If you're interested in following along and seeing the results of these stock tips from YouTube, then just hit subscribe. Alright, without any further ado, let's get into the analysis for this week. Alright, to start, I've decided to stop tracking Stock Moe. While he does have 340,000 subscribers and makes a lot of stock tips, I've reached my breaking point this week when he posted 3 20-minute videos in a single day. And his videos, they're not easy to look through and then parse out the stock tips. You usually have to watch most of the video to get a good sense of what he's actually talking about and the types of stock tips that he is suggesting. So at this point, I'm going to say, sorry, Stock Moe, but we're not going to track him anymore. I'm relegating him to the back here. I'm going to replace Stock Moe with a new YouTuber whose name is MCash, and I'm going to get into the details of that in a few seconds. But for now, the list of the YouTubers that I'm tracking now, updated, is Financial Education, Tom Nash, JJ Buckner, MCash, Stealth Wealth Investing, Practical Investing, and Connor Invests. So we've still got 7 stock picking, stock market YouTubers that we're tracking. In today's video, I'm actually going to go into depth in just 2 of these YouTubers, MCash and Practical Investing. And the reason for that is this past week, a lot of these people have been focused on the whole GameStop saga. And so there haven't been as many actual stock tips as there usually are because all the videos that have been coming out have been about the short squeeze and whether or not you can make money off of it and all those sorts of things. And so I think it's going to be better actually if we just dive into a little bit more detail in 2 of these guys. So introducing MCash. I found this guy a few days ago. He has over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube and he posts a new video every single day. So it's going to be interesting to track because it's going to have a lot of data that we can put into the spreadsheet and see how those stock picks are doing. A lot of the picks that he's giving are penny stocks, a lot of them beneath $5. A few aren't, but most of them seem to be. And every single time he posts a video, he indicates that it's going to be huge growth potential, massive, giant potential earnings. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting one to track. It's only been a couple weeks, so the data doesn't really mean much. The whole market has been taking a pretty big dip this past week, except for stocks like GameStop. So the fact that he's down 5.55% doesn't really mean a whole lot right now. But as we get more data and as we get more time, it's going to become more and more telling what the quality of this investing advice actually is. But the person that I really want to go into more depth in today is Practical Investing. When I first started following this guy, he had around 15,000 subscribers. And now, just a couple weeks later, he's at over 21,000. So clearly, his channel is getting a lot of attention, a lot of clicks, and there's a large audience out there of people that are interested in getting these type of get-rich-quick stock tips. Every day, and sometimes twice per day, Practical Investing posts a new video containing 3 new penny stock tips that he claims will help you get rich quick. And each video starts with this introduction. Take a look.
Warning, these 3 penny stocks could potentially make you millions of dollars.
Of course, every single stock tip that is provided is supposed to be the next big thing. It's supposed to be huge. It's supposed to 10x or 100x your money. And the analysis that is provided, is supposed to demonstrate to the viewer that Practical Investing has the type of investing and financial expertise that one would require to provide legitimate investing advice. But digging even just below the surface level in a quick cursory Google search will reveal that all of the analysis being provided in these Practical Investing videos is taken word for word from online sources, from financial reporting websites like Wall Street Journal Yahoo Finance, CNBC, or Marketplace Watch. And here's an example.
So the first penny stock on the list is Bioline RX, ticker symbol BLRX. Guys, let me break down this potentially explosive stock and give you my price target. So Bioline RX is a clinical stage biopharma company focused on developing new cancer treatments. Oncology is a major field for cutting-edge biopharmas. Cancer is frequently deadly and frequently resistant to current treatments, and those treatments themselves will frequently cause severe side effects in patients. Bioline RX has an active pipeline of drug candidates, but the most notable one is motixafortide, a synthetic peptide.
Now this one I find especially interesting because this penny stock tip is claiming to have found the literal cure for cancer. Well, I better just invest everything that I have right now because I don't want to miss out on this opportunity, right? Excuse me if I remain a little bit skeptical. Why am I harping on this particular channel when there's literally thousands of YouTubers that are making videos about stock tips? Well, because I stumbled across him first and I found that he was a particularly egregious example of the type of clickbaity, hyped up nonsense that is being pushed and consumed in droves on YouTube. While I believe in free speech, absolutely, I think that this type of content with very few disclaimers is actually dangerous. And of course, they will say somewhere in the fine print that this is not financial advice, that this is for entertainment purposes only. But if it looks like financial advice and it sounds like financial advice, and if people are actually acting upon it as if it were financial advice, then what else are we to call it? And I think a lot of viewers are actually taking it at face value. If you look at the comment section of some of these videos, you can see people hyping each other up about the money that they're going to make, about how they're actually going and executing trades based on the tips that are provided in these videos. So it really does show quite clearly that people are not viewing this just for entertainment purposes only, that they're viewing it as advice and they're going and acting on it. This is a pretty clear indication in my mind that some of these stock guru YouTubers or stock tip YouTubers are actually generating a huge following of people that are taking their advice at face value, even if the YouTubers themselves are claiming it's not financial advice. And that is potentially problematic, in my opinion. Like I said, it's really the Wild West out there when it comes to these stock market tips. And there's clearly a huge demand for this type of content because a lot of these channels are growing incredibly rapidly and they're generating a huge amounts of views and subscribers. I guess as more and more investors, retail investors get into the market, they're looking for ways that they can get in. They're looking for ways to make money, big money, and fast with small upfront capital. And so these types of penny stock growth opportunities seem incredible and they're really attractive. We will see what happens, but excuse me if I remain highly skeptical that these YouTube stock tips are going to lead to untold wealth and riches.